Hello, everybody. I'm Hoarder Gamer with the League of Valiants, and we have an awesome interview today with Who Cares underscore It's 2017. Hello, Who Cares?
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Order. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing quite well. First off, I have a very important question, not just for me, but for anybody watching. I need to know how far in advance, because the holidays are coming, or vacation time, summer, everything. How far in advance do I have to book reservations for a room at Boxley Chateau?
I'm screaming. Uh, um, well, we stay booked around the year, so I would say like 2.5 months in advance. Really booked over here. Really booked.
Okay, well, I will plan in advance then. So now I have another question that might surprise you. I saw a picture on Twitter, and I was disturbed and worried. What made you go on a massive T-shirt splurge recently?
Oh, see, that wasn't me. That was actually my partner.
Ah, okay. I see. I thought they
I
were all your shirts.
home
Okay.
on stream when he called me and was like, "Do you like this or what about this?" And I was just like, "Yeah, that one and that one and that one." Um, I don't know. I just have a thing for graphic tees, as you
Me
can
too. Me
tell.
too.
Um, Especially ones that I guess I like, and I've been playing like a lot of horror games. I love Marvel, so I had to get some Marvel t-shirts. I have a bunch of those. And then I got this one, Camp Crystal Lake, No Place to Hide, because I love Friday the 13th, one of my favorite franchises in horror. So I definitely had to get me one of those. But yeah, I have a lot of them actually. They're starting to grow. It's
Awesome.
quite disturbing, like you said.
Well, I like to set it up. I like to I like to have a little bit of the question where the person does not know what I'm about to ask, and then it's real something innocuous. You know.
It's so funny.
Okay. Next up, this is a question I ask to just about everybody who plays this game. So I didn't have a chance to ask it last week, so now it's time for me to ask it. What changes would you make to Marvel's Avengers?
Ooh. Um, that's a good question. I think one of the main changes that I would make is adding that damn patrol mode or just some other mode where it's an open world ish kind of thing.
Hmm.
Where it just stay there. Like everybody's been saying, adding something where we just have something to do all day. And I like that we can farm these new missions, but it's just having to leave the missions and go back to the little jet thingy
I
and then
know.
load into another mission. It's like now I'm tired of doing that. It's getting old. I would just rather move from one place to the next instead of having to go use that as an intermediary. So yeah, I think make it more open worldish kind of. I think.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I wish you could like set up like a list and have like two threat sectors or maybe like three drop zones, for the drop zones maybe have it up to three or four total and then you just like go into one after another. That would be awesome because
Yeah.
drop zones are short but they're a lot of fun and it takes more time usually loading into and getting a team together than actually doing one.
Mhm. I was thinking about this the other day because I was confused about how the new vault chain and the new villain sector chain was set up. I thought it was an actual like chain of missions that you had to do,
Sure.
and then you got the exotic. So that's also something maybe having all the villain sectors be in one little mission list, so I can just click it, boom, do one after another, do one after another, instead of having to go to that.
That'd be nice. Yeah, because like they have things like that in Destiny. You have like the I don't know if you'd say playlists or whatever they have, but like you go through like the different things like Vanguard and Gambit and everything, and it makes it really easy to get together and play with people.
Hmm.
For me, yeah, the patrol I definitely would want. I know join in progress is incredibly important, and I don't know if they could launch patrol without it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that's really important. Also, I would hope that in patrol, they don't quite have it. They have something like it when you die and get resurrected,
Hmm.
to have like a fast travel because apparently
Yeah.
it's going to be a giant area.
Yeah. See, yeah, that too. Because the traversal for some of these characters is like real.
I know
And
that amazes me how many people play with Hawkeye though, because I think Kate's traversal is some of the best in the entire game.
I love Kate's traversal. I just
Yeah,
wish, yeah, like Cap or Widow, like we could get some like little mini bike that shrinks or something, a hover car, something, some jetpack boots, something to get me to point A to B faster than me doing this.
I know, or just increase the speed of that the characters move at or something. I don't know exactly what the answer would be. Like vehicles would be great. The problem is you'd have to have vehicles from the beginning set up because, like, have you played Arkham Knight at all?
Oh yes,
Okay,
yes. Wait to
so
get. Oh
oh,
my god.
they worked on 6 months to a year, right, on the game, and we were like, well, wait, Gotham's not big enough to accommodate the Batmobile. So they had to actually then not completely, I don't think they completely scrapped it, but like they had to worry about the Batmobile and have the world built large enough to accommodate it.
And they did an amazing job
They did.
because,
I love that game.
yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait to play that. I can't wait to get to it.
What's your favorite in the series? Mine is Arkham City, but I love Arkham Knight and Arkham Asylum as well.
Arkham City.
Yeah,
Um,
that one's amazing. It's such a great use of villains and excellent story too.
yeah, the Arkham series for me, I feel like is the epitome of every Batman character. For some reason, they just nailed every Batman character for me.
Yes.
I loved it. Love City. I love City particularly because when it first came out, if you pre-ordered it, you got to play as Catwoman, and
Yes.
oh my god, that was like the time of my life.
It also added more to the end game because then you had to go confront Two Face in the museum, and you had to find, I think it was like maybe like 50 things that he stole, like gems or something that his crooks have.
It just added, I think it added more to the story because you got that part at the beginning of her trying
Yeah,
to like break Two Face's thing. You had that part where she actually got into the vault, and you had the choice to either leave Bruce, which I always do the first time, and then you had the option to save him. So it just added a lot to the game. I loved it.
yeah, that's awesome. I'm also a huge fan of like the secrets. Like there's the boat with the message from Scarecrow. I love that part.
Mhm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love it, all the Easter eggs and stuff, so it's so good. That's the only time I like doing Riddler stuff is when I get to go look for Easter eggs. Any other time I'm like, "Riddler, leave me alone. You're being annoying."
I'm really hoping that we get the equivalent of Riddler in oh my god, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League in Mr. Mixoxpitalic. Because it's
Um,
Metropolis, that's my hope that maybe Mr. Mixoxpitalic shows up. That'd be really great. I'd love it.
I feel like the Riddler might, for some reason, pop up in Gotham Knights.
Well, yeah, Penguin's in it. So, or I mean, I'm sorry, Penguin's in Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad. So I was surprised he's in Suicide Squad.
Oh, I didn't know that. See,
He's in
I'm
one of the
so
trailers. There's a thing where he's got like a shock collar on, and then like the squad is like talking to Waller and making a joke like, "Oh, he's trying to get away! Stop him!" Because Waller can't see what's happening. So she activates the shock collar, and they keep on getting him shocked. It's pretty
oh, and he
funny.
Crown? Yes! I think I've seen that trailer. I gotta watch it again. That
Yeah, I
sounds
was
so fun.
surprised that he was in it. I was like, "Oh, that's interesting that he's in Metropolis. I wonder why he would be there." But yeah, so that means to me we could have a lot of great villains from that series in Metropolis, and I'm also hoping, of course, for great Superman villains too. If
Mm,
Lex Luthor has to be in it, right? I mean, how could he not?
yeah. I wonder what Wonder Woman is doing there because she's not possessed from what I remember. She was fighting, I don't remember who it was, but she was fighting a member of the Justice League. She was
Yes.
so I wonder what she's doing there and if this will tie into her solo game at all. If anything.
See, I thought they were going to go the route that Batman himself was, around still, and they followed like the different thread from Arkham Knight, because that's connected actually. The Suicide Squad game is Arkhamverse, and Gotham Knights is not. Gotham Knights starts a brand new continuity, which is
Mhm.
wild. Um,
I wonder I wondered that too. I wondered that too. Cause Brainiac wouldn't just attack out of nowhere. And he wouldn't also have Superman under his control. So there's like I feel like a lot more to this story.
yes.
And I'm just ready for it to come out. I'm ready to get into it. The meat and potatoes, I need it. Yeah, I need it.
Well, my crazy theory that I drive people nuts with is in Brainiac's ship is a menagerie. So, like all these animals from different planets and things, I'm
Mhm.
wondering if Starro was aboard the ship and got loose and did some crazy stuff. So I'm wondering if it's not just Brainiac, but also Starro, because there was a Starro Easter egg in Arkham Knight.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was wondering about that, and people love Starro in the most recent movie. So I was like, that to me seems like something that could happen.
Mhm. Giving the people something to munch on. Ooh.
Yes, I try to. Another question I ask most of the people that are on here, because we have a lot of people that play the video games, as it were. What are you playing right now, and what future games are you psyched for?
Ooh. So right now, I think I'm about to switch up my schedule actually for the month of April. So I will be playing Avengers, Back for Blood because there's some new DLC coming out. Um, I added Fortnite recently because they had the no build mode, which I'm very surprised about because when I stopped playing Fortnite, I said I would never play that again. But here we are. Um, what's the other one? There was something else. I think Until Dawn and do. I don't remember. I have to go check my tweet.
I loved Until Dawn. I've played that all the way through like 3 times. I'm a huge fan of that game. I'm looking forward to the Quarry. Have you heard about that one?
Yes, yes. I was gonna say the games that I'm excited about are the Quarry one, Evil Dead the game, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which has not been announced yet. But when they announce it, that's one of the reasons why I got a PlayStation 5. It
Oh,
wasn't
awesome.
because it wasn't because like streaming or anything. It was because I wanted to play that game came out,
Yeah, I'm
and it
looking
was only
forward to.
like
I'm looking forward to that. Evil Dead, I'm definitely getting. I like that series a lot. I'm happy they got Bruce Campbell. That's awesome,
Mhm.
and just the atmosphere looks phenomenal. I think they'll do a really good job with it.
Did you pre-order it?
Not yet. I'm debating which version I want to go with. Did you go with the
Mm.
collector's edition? Which one did you do?
No, they're all sold out. All of those were sold out.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
yeah, so you can only I think get the deluxe edition or the standard edition, and I was being a basic bitch, so I just got the standard edition.
Was it like was that one the 40 or was that 30? Do you remember?
I think it's 40,
Okay.
39.99. So yeah, it was like 40.
Yeah, that's going to be an awesome game. I look forward to it. I was also shocked that it has crossplay. A lot of indie games
Uh,
don't get that, and
so
apparently this has it.
did you hear that they actually had a Xbox closed beta recently? So
Oh.
everybody's hoping that they're in open beta or there's like just some other kind of beta coming. But I'm in that camp of people. I hope we're getting more betas because the game is coming out like literally in a month. Well, not exactly a month, but a month is some change. So
Well, someone leaked there was a closed or alpha or beta for Gotham Knights. I don't know if you heard about that. On Steam, there was a
I,
thing, an app, and it was open last week, and there was a number fluctuating of people inside the app, and at one point it was 90, another point it was 70 some. And so yeah, that's pretty interesting too. I fully expect that when they do pre-orders for it, they'll probably have like that you can play the beta or something.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hope so.
I'm dying to play that game. I'm hoping for a ton of Batman villains because
Yeah.
they basically hinted that it might be more villains than any of the other games, and that's a lot. Like even Arkham City had a ton of villains in it.
I this is just me. I hope that we get Catwoman as a DLC character, as a pre-order character. Please, WB, please, please. Don't
See,
make her a villain, please.
see, Catwoman or a Batwoman, I think would be awesome. Like I would love another member of the Bat family. I
Mhm.
do think what they have there, if it's really polished, is great though. And I even have like behind me, I actually have the Gotham Knights figures. Because
I
what
know. I
happened?
can't. I'm so jealous because I wanted to get Batgirl and Nightwing, but
They're
they
at
didn't.
Amazon for like 19.99, I think, last time I
They're
checked. So,
like, I gotta get one because I got the Catwoman one from the new Batman movie.
oh, awesome. Yeah. Did you like the new Batman movie?
I actually haven't saw it yet.
I highly recommend it. It's so good. It is so
I'm
good. And
waiting for it to come on HBO Max because I don't want to go to the theater.
like I thought it would be good, right? And people were saying it's like a gothic horror movie, and I can understand why they said that. It's got an interesting tension all throughout it, and I never expected it to actually compete with the Nolan movies though, but it does. Like it's
Yeah,
that level of quality. Like I was like, wow. And yeah, I was really happy with it. Sometimes something like that is coming and you're looking forward to it as a fan of the character. Like I'm a huge Batman fan, but like I was not expecting it to be at that caliber.
yeah. From what I've been hearing, it's an actual detective like not comic, but movie. Like, so
Yes.
that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Batman in his element. Um, I feel like a lot of people were upset because it was kind of like a detective movie, and I think a lot of people forget that Batman is called the world's greatest detective. So
Yes.
you can't
Yes.
really be the world's greatest detective if you don't really do detective work. But
His
yeah,
original book was Detective Comics, so
yeah. I was like, I'm excited. I want to see it. I'm ready to see Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman. Ready to see Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I'm ready to see the different interpretations of characters that we've seen before, and
yes.
they've been modernized and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's also let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh, it's also like a noir film too. So like the detective stuff is really awesome. It's like it feels
Mm,
like one of the like almost like 1930s type noir movies at times. It's really awesome what they do with like light and shadow. It's impressive. It really is.
Can't wait. I'm really excited to see that club scene part where they have Selena walking through the club. I'm really ready to see it. It's like, please hurry up, April 19th. Hurry up, hurry up.
One thing I'm interested, we were talking about Gotham Knights a moment ago. I'm hoping that it's kind of a game like, like a full-on Arkham experience, right? But then if you enjoyed the mission, you can replay it with friends. That's my hope. So like it's
Yeah,
like a full-on game, but you can replay missions in order to grind for gear.
I like that. I think what what the devs have been saying, it's drop in, drop out. So I don't think you have to worry about um like losing progress in terms of like missions and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to what you said, being able to look for gear, and if I'm doing a mission and I want to join a friend, I don't want it to be like, oh well, you can't do your mission anymore. You gotta go do their mission. Like, can I be able to mission? with my friends. So yeah.
One good thing is it's almost guaranteed to have crossplay because a company came forward and said we're a partner on WB's Gotham Knights. No one knew what the company was. It was a gaming company or like a
Mhm.
digital company. Everything they've done is
Is
put crossplay into other games.
they've worked with what's it called? It Back for Blood. They what other I'm trying to remember what other games because I remember seeing this also and I was like, it's gonna be crossplay. And I was talking to somebody and they were like, how do you know though? And I was like, because they work with the company that did this. So it has to be.
Yeah, I
I
was really happy to hear that.
can I say I feel like even though this is gonna be just two-person co-op, I feel like this game and Suicide Squad is gonna be what Avengers should have been.
Yes, I feel that once they come out, it's going to be a lot of competition for
Yeah.
Marvel's Avengers. Especially if like what I'm thinking is correct, that you can replay missions and grind for gear. Plus,
Mhm.
if what I think it was Patrick Redding at Warner Montreal said, I'd have to double check that. Um, Something about like when you fight a boss, as you level up, the boss gets new abilities and stuff. That's amazing. That's gonna make you
Yeah.
want to fight bosses multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get the same boss fight every time you go back. You don't get the same. I
No.
don't even want to do it because I don't want anybody. Don't look at me. But you don't get the same maestro conversation every time you fight him. Like it's it's just gonna be really different. And I also think to me, I feel like when we got that the Suicide Squad trailer where it actually showed the characters like using their abilities, it showed Boomerang's traversal, it showed Harley's traversal. I was like this, I was talking to myself, but I was like, this looks like a DC version of Marvel's Avengers.
You know, it also looks like is Sunset Overdrive, which is cool because that was a really good game. Like the traversal and all that reminded me of that, and then with the actual combat of an Arkham game. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Ooh, so good. So such a good time to be a comic book fan.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, and also the Wonder Woman game, supposedly maybe 2023 Wolverine. I mean, yeah, it's lunacy.
So much. Then we have the movies coming out. We want to get started on that. I was watching them. No, I'm not. I don't want to do spoilers, but I was watching this Doctor Strange movie leak thing earlier today, and I didn't dive too much in it. But from what I heard, it's gonna be really crazy. And like I said, it's just a good time to be a comic book fan.
And I think April 6th or April 7th tickets go on sale for Doctor Strange, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I definitely want to see that. I'm also
Mhm.
happy because the rumored runtime is 2 hours and 2 minutes, and I feel that a movie does not need to be 3 hours. As
Yeah,
much
no.
as I love the Batman, I know a lot of people said it felt long. Now, oddly enough, that specific movie didn't to me. I thought the pacing worked, and I was like just riveted and captivated by that take on Gotham. But I fully understand, not having every movie being 2 hours, 45 minutes, 3 hours, you know?
Yeah. Isn't the Snyderverse version of the Justice League 4 hours long?
Yes, but it's also like shown in like I think 4 chapters, if I recall correctly.
Okay, I was
Like
gonna say
like
that's
like like it's a TV show almost.
okay. That's why I didn't watch that one because they were like, it's 4 hours long. And the last time I watched a movie that was that long,
Yeah, there aren't a lot of movies that are quite that long. I saw Gettysburg, I think I saw, which is like 4 hours 20 minutes. And the full version of King Kong is crazy long too, but I think
that
that's more
yeah,
like 320 or 3.5.
yeah, no, yeah. You're gonna lose me like halfway into the movie.
And Andy Warhol, his movie Sleep is 7 or 8 hours. That's just watching someone sleeping because it was Andy
It-
Warhol. So yeah, Empire is just like uh what, 4 or 5 hours of, I think, just outside the Empire State Building, because it was like in the '70s, or early
Oh yeah.
'80s.
Yeah, I mean, they were always high on drugs, so I mean,
Yeah, yeah, and
that's
Andy Warhol
totally
in the
under.
factory. Yeah.
What a
Now,
time.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, what a time to be alive.
Indeed, indeed. Now, here's something for you, and I doubt it will tie into another question. I'll be very surprised if it does. What music, film, or television show currently has you captivated?
Ooh. So I've actually been watching Ash versus the Evil Dead.
It's good. Yeah, I've seen like the first 3 or 4 episodes of it.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. One of the characters that I actually like really got attached to turned into one of the Deadites, so I was just like shook. Um, I think I got into that just because the game is about to come out, and I watched the first movie. I kind of seen Army of Darkness, but I'd never really seen anything else outside of that. So I was like, well, let me watch this and get more familiar with everything before I play the game. So I've been watching that. I'm trying to think what else. I've been watching a lot of unsolved mysteries for whatever reason.
Okay.
It's just I try to do or keep my brain off of like my video game stuff. So I'll just put it on and I'll just start watching the stuff that happens. It's just something to be like, oh wow, that's crazy. And I'll I'll go back to doing whatever it was I was doing.
There's another show that's like that. Did you ever see the one that has Jonathan Frakes, Riker from Next Generation, hosting it? There's this great meme, and it's like, "We lied to you. It was a lie. We made it up. It's not true. We fooled you." Like, have you ever seen that?
Are you talking about it's Believe Fact or Fiction?
I think that's it. Yes, yeah,
Yes, I love that show. Oh my god. That
yeah,
is
that
like
was
one of
cool.
the shows. It's always I love that show just because I like to guess which one was fact and and when he's always like, "We lied to you," I'm always like, "What?
Yes, yeah. That
That was
that
the lie?"
There's like 3 or 4 meme type videos of him doing that. These awesome cuts of him saying things aren't true, and it's so good. I highly recommend
Oh,
checking him out if you haven't seen them.
I have to look it up on YouTube because that yeah, I love that show. That is one of my favorite shows.
Dan Aykroyd also had a paranormal show that was syndicated. I remember that was pretty interesting. Yeah, he's really big into like ghosts and aliens and stuff like that. Even he has is it a vodka? I forget what it is, but he sells a type of alcohol that I believe is in like an alien skull, if I recall correctly.
Oh,
Like
that's
that's what the bottle looks like. Yeah, I think.
I'll have to check that out too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I was surprised when I saw that. So now I think you'll enjoy this question. How did you get into virtual photography? And could you explain to our audience what that entails?
Um, I got into it because I saw other like people do it on Twitter. It was always very interesting to me. Photography has always been very interesting to me.
Awesome.
Um, I like being able to find beauty in things. So the fact that I can share that in my video games is like really cool to me. So I was like, I definitely want to dabble in this and hone my craft because I feel like I have a good eye for detail. This is me being biased. I feel
Sure,
like I
sure.
have a good eye for detail, and so when I look at something a certain way, I kind of like picture it that way, and I'm just like, okay, boom. And in video games, I feel like it's easier because there's like already a camera there. Everything's already there for you. You don't
Yes.
have to go through the process of like um what's it like developing the film and all that. Like it's literally you do the sliders, you do what you want to do. Sometimes I do either or. Like I'll make everything that I want the picture to look like, the filter, how far I want it away. Like I'll do all of that before I actually take the picture, and then sometimes I will take the picture and then I'll be like, okay, now let's set it up a different way. So
Okay.
it just all depends on, I guess, what you're trying to tell. Because for me, I want my photographs to tell a story. Like there's,
Okay.
so to speak. I did one the other day, and it was like Aloy, and she was like, it was zoomed out, and she was running through a field, and she was jumping up and down. And I think I called it in the distance, and it was just a really wide pan back, and I adjusted like her body to make her seem like she was jumping. And I changed the filter to make it more lively, more vibrant. And then I added some Twitter filter, and that was the picture. It looked really good. It came out really good. And I want to be able to do more stuff. At one point, I was using an editing app. I think it's Canva, and I was using it to fix some of my Marvel's Avengers pictures that I was doing, like my close-ups. And I did one of Black Widow, and it was really amazing. So I want to be able to do things like this on top of my photos. So I'm still learning how to edit and stuff, but it's a process, and I'm taking it slow.
Awesome. Very cool. What would you say is your favorite game that you've done virtual photography in?
Um, right now, Horizon Forbidden West by far.
Yeah, they did an amazing job with that one. I also feel they did a really good job with the Insomniac Spider-Man game.
I've never actually played that before.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I recommend both of them. They're both awesome. The Miles Morales one, people were worried about the length, but if you're looking at the side missions and everything in the game, I would say you're looking at 15 to 20 hours. The main campaign, though, is relatively short. It's like 6 to 8. So it's quite a bit shorter, but everything around that and just like exploration, you're going to get some good playtime off of it.
Mm, okay. I don't know. I don't really focus on like playtime because I'll probably play something for like a couple hours and then get on something anyway. So it'll last me a couple months. It's literally taking me like 2 or 3 months just to play through Batman Arkham City. And you should be able to beat that game in like a day or two.
Well,
So
the problem is like with the complaints that come out about games. Like one of the first things is like when the Miles Morales game came out, they were like, "Oh, it's just glorified DLC." It does not feel like that at all. It is feels like a full game, just not quite as long. And like so, initially, all these people were coming forward, and they're like, $50 for glorified DLC, and like I always wanted to be make sure to be like, yeah, no, it's awesome. I highly recommend it. Yeah.
I was gonna look into it. I had a few people tell me that I should give them a try. So I was definitely adding it to my list of games to check out.
Cool, cool. So now this is the question that kind of piggybacks off of what music, film, or television show has you captivated that I expected you not to mention. Okay. Are you going to see Morbius?
No.
Why? Those amazing trailers don't make you want to see it?
Well, no, I don't like Jared Leto. I don't like Jared Leto.
Okay.
I feel like he is a good actor. Maybe I don't know. I don't like him, so I don't really check out his work. But I don't. It just it wasn't. I feel like that's what the movie was really banking on. Like, oh, it's Jared Leto. It's a vampire. And it's like I don't really care. Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
so I thought I'm a big fan of vampires, so I will see the movie, but I'll probably go like to I don't know if they have this near you, $5 Tuesdays. So like for $5 you get to see a movie.
I'm jealous. No, they don't. Not to my knowledge.
Oh
I
wow,
would love
okay.
to. I would go to the movies all the time then. I would
Yeah,
go see that man then.
yeah. So like for $5, I definitely want to see it. I'm also a huge fan of uh, Matt Smith, one of the doctors at Doctor Who. So like I'm want to see him in it for sure. I like Jared Leto, but someone I follow on Twitter used to work for him, like a PA or assistant, and has not gone into many details, but seems like a bit of an out there person.
Yeah, I was told recently that he was away in the mountains when the whole COVID thing first started. And when he came back, he was just like, wait, what's going on? What is this? What's that? And I was like, what?
Wow. That must
I
be
was,
nice to be that insulated and have that kind of money to not
yeah,
worry
I was,
about a pandemic or know
you were
about it at least.
dropped off the grid, sir. Like so much
Wow.
to the point where you didn't even know about the pandemic. Like, imagine the privilege that you have.
I
Like,
know.
I
Wow.
want
So you
that.
tell me like none of his friends or family were stricken by like I mean like I'm trying to wrap my head around this. It's very challenging to be like, how would you not
Y'all didn't know where this man was the whole time. Like, I don't understand.
So yeah, I'm not going to impugn his acting abilities because I think he is actually a very good actor. But everything around that is a little bit hard to take sometimes with it.
Mhm. I think
Okay.
the only movie that I saw him in was um the Suicide Squad movie when he was playing the Joker. And I
Yeah,
didn't think he did a bad job. I kind of liked his Joker, but
I did
I,
too. For go ahead. Sorry.
no, I would just say I just don't like him.
Oh, yeah, because for me, what I liked about that is it was like the 1990s type of gangsta meets 1930s gangster. Like it was a mix of those two things, or maybe even more like 1960s, almost like Vegas era type of thing. Like it was a very
Yeah.
interesting vibe he gave, and I liked that. Uh, but like there were so many other issues with that movie so like it's hard to save that character. So I was surprised when he showed up in he actually shows up in the Snyder cut of Justice League. I
Mhm.
don't know
Yeah,
how that works exactly, but because I haven't yeah, I don't know.
I thought he did a good job because I watched those scenes on YouTube that he was in. And I thought he did a good job in that too. Like
Yeah.
that whole little he gave Bruce Wayne, I thought was a very jokery thing. I was like, that's definitely the Joker. That's something he
Yes. Yeah, I was like I said, his acting is fine. I have no issue with his acting. In Requiem for a Dream, he's amazing in that. That's a movie that will shatter everybody that watches it. So I don't recommend it to everybody. If movies had trigger warnings, that one possibly should. It's amazing though. It's this really powerful movie about addiction and how addiction affects the young, the old, and
did.
it's just really emotional that movie.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds like a watch.
Yeah, I own it. They just put out a 4K of it recently. But like again, it's not for everybody. It does have one of the coolest soundtracks though, that's used in a lot of temp scores for trailers. Okay, here. So, how did you end up eating gator ass? That was something you mentioned on your Twitter. How did that happen?
No, I don't want to talk about that. It was fried.
Okay.
It was good. And I had two pieces. Um we it was my partner's mom's birthday and we went to this seafood restaurant and I was gonna get chicken tenders and fries, but then my partner's brother kind of bullied me and he was like, you came to a seafood place and you're only getting chicken tenders and fries. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll, I guess I'll get what everybody else is getting. And so he got an appetizer and he was talking to the waitress and then he just shouted, oh, that's gator ass. And we all looked up like, what? And he was like, well, let's get some. You want some? And I was like, I'll try, but I don't want any. When he got it, he gave it to me. I think we dipped it in some sauce. It was really good, y'all. I suggest you try fried gator. Do not try it or you try it. It tastes just like chicken. I know that people say that about a lot of things, but I'm telling y'all, it tastes just like chicken. It's
Yeah,
so good.
I'm pretty sure though on the menu it just said gator, right?
I think so. I think it's just that gator. It's just saying gator ass. But when he told him that it was like you could pick the part of the gator that you wanted, he specifically asked for that part.
You could pick the part of the gator. Wow, what kind of? So was this like a New Orleans type restaurant? What was it like? Cajun?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's a very Cajun-y, very Louisiana. It's I guess so because Louisiana's like literally a couple hours away from where I am in Texas. So we have a lot of people there. It's a lot of Cajun restaurants here, especially around my area. So yeah, it was really good. We definitely had some spicy foods. We had some regular stuff. We got one of those big old things. So we still have some in there. I just the gator ass was enough for me. After that, I didn't eat anything else. I ate the corn. That was it.
We have a really good Cajun restaurant near me called Crawdaddy's, but I sincerely
Ooh.
doubt I could be like, bring me the head of a gator. I don't think I could say that. I don't think I could say exactly the part of the gator I
And you
want.
might
They probably just have gator prepared and ready to be served.
I I was not expecting that. I was just like, I thought they were playing. I was like, so that's real gator? She was like, yeah, it's real gator. I was like, how did you catch it though? And she just started she just started laughing and I was just like, I'm serious. Where did the gator come from? That's all I want to know.
Oh my god, I can't help it. So when you said how they did catch it, I pictured that old cartoon where there's a pie on the sill and like the gator's floating around and like he sniffs the pie. I don't know why I thought of that.
I'm not sniffing the pie. That's a horror.
trying to trick the gator.
That's funny. Just to eat the ass. A whole gator trap just for fried gator booty.
That's what it should say on the menu, gator booty.
It's
That'd be
worth
great.
it. It was
That sounds
good.
like a song. That sounds like a hot 70s dance track, gator booty.
You know what? Let's get together. Let's make this
Gator booty. Oh, actually, oh, that doesn't work. I'm sorry. Gator booty. There. My actual mic setup. It's easier for the interviews to like use the headset than it is for the whole on mixer or anything. So
my dogs are starting to act crazy. They
okay,
see they see other dogs outside. I'm trying to if you see me looking crazy, it's because I'm looking at them crazy.
okay. I would have just figured it was something I said. That's
No,
what I.
no, trying to get to the people that are just walking up and down the sidewalk for whatever reason. I'm just making sure they don't get too crazy because they'll turn that energy on each other, and I don't. Whew, it's not. Mommy, I'm sorry, y'all.
No,
I go.
hello, hello, puppy.
This is Nora. Hi, Nora.
Hi, Nora.
Say hi, Mama. Hey, she just turned a year old a couple weeks ago.
Aw, it's
Yes,
adorable.
her and her brothers and her sister. The it's two of them.
I love dogs. I'm a huge dog fan. We currently don't have any because I have a disability and I'd be my mom's pretty old, so it would be hard for her to take care of a dog. So, but I
And
do love dogs. I always have.
I do too. And somehow I ended up with seven.
Oh man, I gotta say this. I am a big fan of wordplay and puns, and Dave Body, also known as Hero Mentor, just put into chat. You can say she is I'll put an A in front of it. Honorable.
Let me read this. Wait a minute.
He has norable, but I put A in front of it, so like adorable.
Not honorable. That's not cute.
I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah, she's so cute.
So one thing, we are sponsored by Unsinkable, League of Valiances, and we always have each week an unsinkable moment. Was there a moment this week, who cares, where like you were a bit down or something was bad, but then you came out the other side, and how did you cope? How did you do that?
Mm, I won't say I had a moment like that this week, but I will tell my moment of like that I've had like that in life, just in general. Um, there was a time where I was like severely depressed. I was working full time. I was going to school. Nobody knew, and I was just like dealing with all of this pressure from all these different places, and I kind of like gave up. And it was really hard at first, but it took me moving back to my hometown and like kind of rediscovering myself almost, to pull myself out of that slump and like get back to the place where I was familiar with and to. I'm still working on myself. Like every day is a process. I still have those days where I want to check out and I want to give up. But I can't because I'm in a situation now where I have a partner, I have responsibilities, really give up or check out like I want to. So yeah, I'm just it's like a willpower thing. I tell myself like you have to keep pushing because when you decide to give up, it's like there's no hope left. You don't really want to do it.
Yeah, I went on depression meds last year, and it was probably one of the best decisions I made. My fear was, because I'm like I do singing and songwriting, and
Mhm.
all sorts of stuff, streaming, creative stuff, or creating things. And I was worried that getting on depression meds would completely change that, or how I saw things. And in a way, it did, in a good way. Basically, though, it's like I can have those low moments, but I can come out of it relatively quickly and not dwell as much. So I can still get that creative impetus of, like, almost like that darkness or something to work with, but I can come out of it. It doesn't grab me and hold me and stop me from actually making things. So that was, for me, that's one of the best decisions I made. I'm on sertraline, is I think what I'm on, also known as Zoloft, apparently. And this last week, my whole thing is depression and anxiety. I had two appointments. I had one appointment with my therapist, and that was in person, not a video appointment. So like I worry about everything. I'm like, oh no, we're running late. Are we going to get there in time? I went to the gym before that, so I was like, oh my god, did I screw up? Did I not? Um, get amount of time correctly, and things didn't go perfectly, but it was still okay. So I did get there 5 minutes late, but I called the office and let them know, hey, I'm sorry, I'm running late. I'm going to be about 5 minutes late, but I'll be there for the appointment. And they were super cool, and the therapist was super awesome about it. So I was all freaking out that something like that would be bad, and it wasn't. So
Yeah. That's one thing that I do suggest to people is talk to somebody, getting a therapist because it helps. It really does help. It gets a lot of stigma, especially in the community. And I feel like for me personally, it was one of the best things I've ever done. One of the
Yes.
best decisions I ever made was talking to somebody about the things that I was dealing with. Because at one point in time, I felt like I could deal with it, handle it until it became too much. Now I'm just like, I can somewhat deal, but there are still those days where I'm like, you know what? No, we need to talk. We need
Yeah.
to talk immediately. So,
And the problem is too to keep in mind too is like it's like you can always deal until you can't. It's like
hmm
you hit a wall and then it's like, oh, this is really serious. I need to talk to somebody. I need help. And right now, with the US healthcare system, there's a waiting period to work with a therapist or to see one. So you definitely want to say something as soon as you can because it might be like 3 months, it might be 6 months. I was lucky, well, lucky and also in a bad way too. Um, because I had a bit of a breakdown. My mom came in and saw me talking to myself, and I was just saying, "Kids in cages, kids in cages. There's kids in cages," and it had to do with what was going on with um, uh, the former president and their what they were doing with kids separating from their families and stuff like that. And
hmm
that really got to me. And within like 2 weeks after that, I was seeing a therapist.
yeah.
Thank you for that. Who cares? Thank you.
You're welcome, Horner. I'm so sorry about that.
So I like to do this as one of the close to final questions
hmm
because it kind of challenges the person and makes it so it's not like the big centerpiece of this entire conversation. What does a day in the life of Who Cares look like?
um. Well, if I wake up early, I'll work out. Um. I try to get up early enough so I can like help my partner with our dogs and stuff. Because sometimes I don't get up on time, and he'll have to like deal with them, and I'll just be like, uh. And then I'll get up and it'll be like 15 minutes. So I have to get on stream. So I'll like take a shower, do all my little streamy stuff, and then get off stream. I chill with my partner. Sometimes I don't, and I'm just still at my PlayStation playing games. On the weekends though, we like to watch reality TV together. So we watch our little trashy reality TV shows and hang out and stuff. So yeah, just normal old regular degular me. I don't really do anything. I don't have any friends in Texas, so I don't go anywhere. I don't really do anything. I just chill on my PlayStation and
Did you say Texas?
hmm
I'm not what you would call a big fan of Greg Abbott for some reason.
who is okay, so I'm not who is that?
Oh, that's your governor.
Oh, I'm screaming. I have no idea who this man is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the person that's basically trying to take rights away from women.
Oh God. I don't know
Yeah,
how I know who he was. Oh my goodness.
yeah. I wish I didn't know who he was. That would be amazing.
My partner just gave me the look like what? I
So your partner knows then. Okay, okay.
well yeah, okay.
I was
So
hoping someone
I,
did.
I used to be involved in like community organizing and all that kind of stuff. When I was like 14 up until I turned 2021. So I was like big in community organizing, big into like city politics and all that. But once I stopped doing it, I just all that stuff, I just shut it out. Anything that's remotely political, it's I
See,
don't
I
have like
wish I could do that, but since 2015, when a lunatic basically said I could stand in the middle of the street and shoot somebody and no one would do anything, and that lunatic became president in 2016, um, I no longer had that luxury. Like it's not something I could do for myself. I wish.
I don't even understand. No, I'm joking. I just it's just I have experienced a lot in that realm where it's like it just opened my eyes to view the world way different than I do or than I would have if I wasn't. And I feel like sometimes for me personally, I have to block these things out or I would never get any peace because everything is like literally outrageous and there's so many literal injustices happening every second
Yes.
that you'd be screaming at the top of your lungs, you'd be blue in the face, you wouldn't have any more oxygen in
Oh,
your
you
body.
definitely have to pull away from it. You definitely have to turn it off at some. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. Social media is one of the things that is one of my, I guess, triggers. So I have to know that, and then like I have to take like a moment and kind of step back sometimes. But I find that like getting away from it completely, not knowing anything that would happen, would be too difficult for me.
Yeah, yeah. I have to stay abreast. Now I have to be informed so I know what's going on, but I don't want to necessarily take action anymore. I've moved out of the place where I need to be up in arms about things. Now that I stream and stuff, I'll bring things up on my channel. I'll talk about things. We can have a dialogue and a conversation about it. But I don't really want to you won't catch me out here marching in the streets for things like I used to. Um I just feel like the way the world is now, there's like different ways about going about things. I started doing this thing on my channel, or these two series on my channel. One is called For the Girls, and one is called For Color Girls. For Color
Okay.
Girls, just streams where I play games with my friends, and we play games where they highlight people of color,
Hmm.
specific women of color, and we just play those games. We highlight those characters. We use those characters. We talk about those characters, just whatever that entails. And then for the girls is for LGBTQ plus. So any game that has gay, lesbian, bi, trans representation, we're gonna play them. We're gonna talk about those characters.
That's
But
awesome.
I started doing that, and I wanted to make that a thing in June, also when it's Pride Month, basically. So yeah, there I feel like there's multiple ways nowadays going about raising our voices and marching and all these other things. We don't have to necessarily do those things in the streets anymore and have them get violent. Because the one thing I don't want to happen is me out in the streets, standing up for things that I know are right and I know are just, and I'm getting attacked for that. I'm getting bullied, beat up, shot at, thrown in jail, prison, all of that. I don't want to end up dead because I'm literally telling you that what you're doing is wrong and you need to treat me and the people like me as people. And you don't want to hear that. You don't like that. So you punch me. Because I'm scrappy. I like to fight back. And if
Okay.
I defend myself and I'm in trouble for it and you're not, that's a problem for me. So I'd rather take all that energy and put it somewhere where I know will do some good. Or I hope will do some good. So
I understand. That makes sense. Especially with doing that stuff before, and then like basically, for your just for your sake and for your sanity, stepping away from it and then realizing that yes, that's one of the big things too. Social media is like you have to realize that your impact will be a small impact. It won't be a big one. And is it worth it? Is it worth it on your mental health? Those are all things you have to look at, of course, definitely. Well, who cares? Does anyone have any questions for who cares? See if we got any questions here.
I might have answers.
Might have answers. Although maybe the questions I asked were just so good, no one has any. So maybe I asked them all. No.
Yeah, you just ask the questions. Though. That was like one of the things I was nervous about. I was like, what kind of questions am I ask? I hope I don't say anything stupid.
Well, I always like to start with the really bizarre, absurd question in the beginning, like usually based on a name or something like that that the person uses. Or that's why I had the whole like Chateau question. I like to start with something like that, but make it seems like it's going to be a serious question.
That was so funny.
Thank
The
you.
thing
Thanks.
I was worried about was the gator ass thing. I was like, oh Lord.
I'll have to try some, I guess. I'll have to go to a place that serves gator, and
Oh,
again, I don't think I'll be able to be particular. I'll just have to be like, I'll have some gator, with some rice and I don't know something else. I mean, I want
I'm gonna,
something with it. I want a carb with it, I guess too, right?
I'm gonna say, Hoarder, I was also a little bit intoxicated when I ate the gator ass.
So it's drunken gator ass.
So yeah, it was good though. It was good. I'm not letting alcohol like the gator ass was good.
And with that, I would like to thank Who Cares underscore it's 2017 for joining us today. Thank you very much, Who Cares. And it looks like we're going to be rating Wayne Enterprises. I believe it's Wayne Enterprises 88. I think that's the full name, if I recall.
Mr. Wayne, please give us benefits, please.
Mr. Wayne. But yes, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. League of Valiants, and we'll see you next week for another awesome interview. Thank you very much, and thank you to our producer, David Body, also known as Hero Mentor. Thank you, and thank you everyone for watching. Bye bye.